Yo, what is up, all you primetime players, all you primetime fans, all you newcomers that's just coming out to the podcast? This is the Primetime Thoughts podcast. I am your host, Zechariah Scott. Man, I want to say Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and man, we're finally into 2025. So I hope you guys had a great holidays. I hope you guys are starting off having a great New Year, and welcome back to the pod, man. Welcome back to the pod. And if you're new, hey, thank you for checking out the pod, man. It's gonna be a great 2025. We're gonna start this year off great. We're gonna start this year off great. We're gonna start keep me consistent with the pod and everything. And for this episode, man, I wanted to say thank y'all. Thank y'all to everybody that's new that's coming by. Thank you for everybody that keep on returning. Thank y'all. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all very, very much. So, with that being said, for this podcast episode, I'm talking about my Miami Heat. And y'all gonna be like, well, Zach, Scott, you've been talking about the Pelicans for the last couple episodes. You've been talking about WWE. You've been talking about the Pelicans. You've been talking about WWE. I think I talked about the Saints recently and stuff. I haven't talked about the Miami Heat in a while. Well, there wasn't much to really talk about the Miami Heat for a while because typically it was the same old Miami Heat. Everybody was hurt. It was consistent, and we would be fighting for a play-in, or we're probably the 4th or 5th seed, and it was just not much to talk about. It was the same old. Sorry, it's the same old shit. It was the same old shit, same old news, nothing new to talk about. But this season, we got stuff to talk about when it comes down to the Miami Heat. So, what do you guys want to talk about? I know what. Let's start off with this. Let's start with some positive news first, right? So, Bam Adebayo won the gold medal with Team USA. He's coming in. He's playing great. Our rookie, we're finally getting to see Ware on the court. Our 7-footer, he's coming in. He's playing great as well. And Jaime Jaquez is finally getting some more. Well, he's finally getting more playing time. He's finally being more consistent, more efficient and everything. So he's finally getting out of his sophomore slump, and he's getting his gear back together and stuff like that. We're seeing a lot of guys that returning pieces. They're getting out of their slump and they're starting to come back, and the team is starting to be more healthy and stuff like that. The Heat are starting to pull together consistent wins and starting to beat people that we should beat, stuff like that. So that's a good start. Right now, I believe we're 4th or 5th in the East. So that's a good spot to be, seeing how we didn't have Jimmy Butler at the beginning of the season. And we're going to be talking about Jimmy Butler in a second. And that's going to be the main focus of this podcast. We're going to be talking about Jimmy Butler. I just want to start off with the positive note. You know what I'm saying? Start off with the positive note. So, other team outside of Jimmy Butler stuff, team-wise, we're doing good. We're doing as I expect and stuff. Spo's getting us right and stuff like that. We're gonna be in that 4th or 5th range. Could be in the play-in range. If everybody can stay healthy, we can stay how we're staying and stuff like that. I can definitely see the team being depending on the matchup. I could definitely see us winning the first round. I don't know about the second round. I don't know about making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't expect us to win the finals this year. I don't. Not with this current team around. But that's what happens when you're starting the youth movement and you got to turn to your young stars. And Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, I'm glad that they're starting to take over the range, and they're like, the team is fully buying into them, and we ain't worried about, when's Jimmy coming back or what's Jimmy going to do and stuff like that. And we're waiting for playoff Jimmy and stuff. No. I'm super glad that we're finally like, all right, fuck it. We ain't worried about what Jimmy doing anymore. Not to say that Jimmy is a bad player. Jimmy Butler will always go down, even with all the stuff that's going down in the news. Jimmy Butler will always go down as my second favorite Heat player. And if you gotta ask the first, you don't know me. My first is Dwayne Wade. Jimmy will go down as my second. My third, Alonzo Mourning, fourth is UD, fifth is LeBron. That's my list. And you're gonna be like, why is LeBron so low? LeBron didn't spend that much time here. Yes, he had a great impact. He didn't spend as much time here, and he could have did more. Honestly, he could have did more. He could have stayed in Miami, but whatever. I feel like Jimmy had definitely more of an impact, especially with less. And he still had great runs. Still had great runs. I find Jimmy that's my second favorite Heat player after. So D Wade, Jimmy, Lonzo Mourning, UD, LeBron. That's my list of favorite Heat players. Back to this, right? So I'm glad that Spo is going to, okay, let's go with the youth movement. Let's go into the players that can help us win now, and let's start getting these guys right, because we got to move on from Jimmy now. And after all those comments, now we're gonna get into some of the bad stuff. Well, actually, no, not yet. I got a couple of more things to say. Tyler Hero, you can look at his numbers. You can look at how he's playing. You can look at how the media is treating him. He's playing like an all-star. Tyler Hero should be an all-star. The Heat are like I said, fourth or fifth. And that's mainly because Tyler Hero is balling out. He's playing like an all-star. He should be an all-star. Now, I don't know if he should be. I don't think he should be a starter. I highly doubt he's not going to get the popular votes to be a starter. Should he be a starter? Yes. Is he going to be a starter? Probably not. Not in the East. Sorry. Not with Jalen Brunson, Trae Young, and Donovan Mitchell out here in the East. I don't see it. Now, could he be a reserve? Yes, fully. I think he should be a reserve. I think he should at least be an East reserve. I think he at least should be an all-star. He should definitely be an all-star. Now, when it comes down to Bam, Bam is putting up good numbers. I think he's averaging. I believe he's averaging a double-double. Let me check really quickly. I believe he's averaging a double-double. If not, he should be close to a double-double. But there's some games Bam comes out slow, and you could tell he's coming out slow. And he's not playing well, and he's just letting the game go by, right? But then there's also games where it's like, okay, Bam's really going after it, and he's doing well. Okay, so Bam is averaging 16. So we're around 16. He's averaging 16.5. So we're around 17. So let's say 17. He's averaging 9.8. We'll round that up. That could be 10. So not a double-double, but he's pretty close. And then for assists, he's averaging 4.8, which could lead up to 5. So let's say he's averaging 5. So 17, 10, 5, and he's 46 from the field. And he's actually shooting threes this year, which I like very much. This year he's actually shooting threes. Now he has 27% from three, which is new for him, and it's good. It's still good to see that he's shooting threes, and I wouldn't say consistently, but it's good to see that he's shooting threes. He's not afraid to shoot threes, and he's getting after it, right? Now Bam will have a game where he's getting less than 15, or he's getting less than 15. He's basically ended up with 12, or every now and then he's getting 12. He might get scratched 17, or somehow in this Orlando win he played 35 minutes and he had 4 points and he shot 20% from the field. But Bam has that impact where he has to be your center. He has to be your anchor. He has to be focused on defense all the time. So, and that's why I feel like it's working well, because Tyler Hero, he can focus on just let me go offense. Let me go straight offense. Let me just go score. Let me go be a great scorer and stuff like that. Let me focus on getting buckets and then also helping out playmaking and stuff like that. Right. Tyler Hero's basically being the point that we need. He's being the scorer that we need, and he's being the leading guard that we desperately need right now. So that's great to see. With that being said, it's good for the team. It's great for the team. I'm trying to see where they're at in the standings. I don't give a fuck about the Southeastern Division. I care more about where they at in the standings when it comes down. Oh, so they're 6. My apologies. The Heat are 6 currently right now, but they're not that far. They have the same amount of losses when it comes down to the Bucks and in the Magic. So they're not that far. They're definitely not that far from taking the 4th spot. Especially how the Magic are currently going through injuries right now. When it comes down to Pablo, France Wagner or Mo? No, France, and now Jalen Suggs. I can see the Magic slipping down because of their injury ridden. The Bucks are doing well right now, so they're going back. So I can see Miami, depending on how fast we get done with this Jimmy Butler fiasco, right? Dude, like how fast we could get Jimmy out there and get our pieces together and stuff. It would depend on if the Heat could go up to 4, but if I'm honestly okay with staying at 6, cause 6 is New York, and I would like to see a Miami versus New York. Honestly, I would like to see Miami versus New York. I'd like to see how that would go, stuff like that. But if we go up to 4 or 5, I'm okay with that. As far as the Pelicans, this is your Pelicans news real quick. 6-29. 6-29. The Pelicans are not officially the worst. Actually, no. They have the lowest. They have the lowest amount of. They have the lowest amount of wins in the NBA, and they have the highest amount of losses. So the Pelicans and the Wizards both have 6, but the Pelicans have 29 losses. The Wizards have 26 losses. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad for the Pelicans, and that's your Pelicans news. Now let's get back to the Heat. Let's finally get back to the stuff that everybody wants to talk about. Everybody really came out to this podcast episode, right? I'm gonna put a timestamp down for you guys. I'm into 13. All right, so about Jimmy, right? I feel as though Jimmy has been asking for some help. He's been asking for more help. Basically since the bubble. Basically since after the bubble. And no matter what, Pat didn't want to trade Tyler Hero, and there was times where I was like, yo, you gotta trade Tyler Hero, you gotta trade somebody, like keep Bam. I was like, definitely keep Bam, but you gotta trade Tyler Hero, you gotta. But with Jimmy being so much on the ball and being so dominant and stuff like that, and being more on ball, being that playmaker, it slowed down Tyler Hero's progression. And now that we're seeing less of Jimmy this season, we're seeing more of Tyler on the ball, and we're seeing more Tyler being effective. And also, Tyler Hero was definitely injury ridden when first coming in. He was injury ridden, not that rookie year, but so he was injury ridden. He was injury ridden, and it hurted his trade value. So it was tough to move Tyler to go get something else. But there was some pieces that we could have got. They were trying to get Kevin Durant, couldn't get Kevin Durant over here. Trying to get Bradley Beal, couldn't get Bradley Beal. Trying to get Damian Lillard, couldn't get Damian Lillard. Like, I don't know if they were really trying or if I don't know. But Jimmy's been asking for help since basically after the bubble. So after 2020, after that finals run. Now Jimmy is basically saying he doesn't have any joy when it comes down to playing on the Heat court anymore. He doesn't have any joy when coming down to playing in Miami Heat uniform. So, because of his comments, he got suspended from 7 games starting tonight against the Utah Jazz. Do I think Jimmy is gonna come back and play even after his suspension? No, I don't think so. I think Pat Riley and the front office are going to basically try and keep him away. They cannot suspend him anymore because it's not a league suspension. It's just a team suspension. They can't suspend him anymore. But they could definitely tell him, like, hey, stay home until we can find a trade. Right now, recording this is January 4th, right? The trade deadline is until February the 6th at 3 p.m. I want to say Eastern time, right? So, the Heat have over a month to get this trade done. I don't think this trade is going to happen anytime soon. I hope it does, so the team can get out of this slump that they in, because losing to Utah is not good. Losing to the Utah Jazz is not good. The 7-25 Utah Jazz, and we just basically look like shit tonight. Just absolutely look like shit tonight. Losing to Utah, not a great sign. Not a great sign, and it's telling me that the Jimmy news and all the BS news and stuff, it's affecting the team. It's honestly affecting the team. It's affecting the morale. It's affecting the chemistry, and it's time to move on from Jimmy and not make this a distraction, because this is affecting the team. Because losing to Utah, when you have a full healthy team, we have Hero, Bam, Rozier, basically the whole team, the whole star unit, basically what you've been running with all season. Everybody's there, everybody's playing. The only person you're really missing is Jimmy and Josh Richardson, and Josh Richardson hasn't been. I don't remember a Josh Richardson game so far. I think he's been hurt all year too, so I don't know. I definitely think it's time to move him, and he said Jimmy said he wants to go anywhere, but we know previously he has preferences. But now he's saying basically in the media he want to go anywhere. He doesn't care where, so send him anywhere. Send him somewhere. Send him to the Pelicans. Go get Ingram and CJ, or go get Ingram and CJ, or go get Ingram and somebody else, or send him to the Warriors, send him to the Rockets, send him to the Mavs, like send him to the Suns. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, send him somewhere. Jimmy said he already wanted to go anywhere outside of Miami. Let him go. Let him go. See how you do. Jimmy, being the 35-year-old, he's played 22 games this season. He averaged 17-point games. It's 17 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game, and he has had 55 field goals per game. This is his final year of his $49 million contract. He has a player option for 50 that he could opt into $52 million next season, but he wants to extend. But he wants an extension. So if the Heat were to give him his extension, it would have been for $112 million for 2 years, right? So you're basically playing a 35-year-old $60 million that's not been really showing up in the regular season, been slowing down and being very selective. Now, there's been tension between Jimmy and Pat Riley since last spring over comments through the media. Now, mind you, Jimmy has basically been the savior for this Miami Heat team since 2009, since basically after the Big Three all left and stuff. After D Wade retired and Big Three was gone and stuff. Like I said, some of his previous potential spots have been the Warriors, the Rockets, the Mavs, and the Suns. Jimmy and the NBA Players Association plan on firing the 7-game suspension from the Miami Heat and all the fines that he could collect and stuff. A reminder that the February, the trade deadline is until February 6th. Now, do I hope that he gets traded somewhere quickly? Yes. Now, when it comes down to 3 of the 4 teams on Butler's list, the Mavs, Suns, and Warriors would need to trade a quarter of their roster. The Suns basically need Bradley Beal to waive his no trade clause. The Heat has no desire to take $110 million owned to Beal, so the Suns need a third or 14th. Also, the Mavs and the Warriors will need to reroute some of their contracts to send out to a third or 14th. The Heat are apron team, so they don't want to have to constantly pay people. They need to add a third or 14th to maneuver some of the money around and stuff like that. And of course, I'm assuming that the Heat gonna want some draft picks because they're moving on to the youth movement and stuff, and they want to build up their future. Do I expect this trade to get done soon? I don't know, especially when it comes down to the Suns. You gotta get Bradley Beal's temperature and how he would feel on being waived and stuff. You're leaving a Suns team that's 12th in the West with a 15-18 record. But you're at least going to a Miami team back to the East that's 6 and has a positive record. So it's possible. It's possible. And then with Bradley Beal being on the roster, you definitely could be more on ball, be more of a focal point. And I feel like Bradley Beal will be, if not the first, then possibly your second option. You can go back being your first or second option. He's still young enough. Like I said earlier, Pelicans. You could make some calls. See if the Heat would want Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum. See if that's available for you. But like I said, there's gonna be a lot of movement around. It's gonna be very interesting these next couple of days. And as a Heat fan, I hate to see Jimmy go. I hate to see Jimmy's comments that he said in media and stuff, but this was the writing on the wall when stuff from the summer came out. When all this, what Jimmy has said, what Pat has said in the media and stuff, and it was the writing on the wall. I saw it coming. I knew it was coming. I didn't expect it to come this soon. I was hoping that they could at least wait off until the off season, but and then with the Heat having a positive record and being 6 in the East and still having a winning record and stuff, I was hoping that maybe they'd chill out a little bit. Like Jimmy wouldn't be so much demanded for a trade, but I mean, when you're owed your money, and you gotta go get your money. I understand that. Like Jimmy is owed his money, and he should go get that money and go to a team that wants him. It wants them to pay him and stuff like that. I understand that. It's all comes down to a business. So that's why I'm still gonna talk positive about Jimmy when it comes down to on this podcast. No Jimmy Butler slander will be tolerated on this podcast. And when it comes down to it, like I understand it's a business at the end of the day. It's the NBA. And Jimmy wants his money, so it comes down to it. Pat Riley fumbled it. Now there will be some Pat Riley slander on this podcast. That is for sure, because Pat Riley fumbled this. He could have been handled this and been taking care of this. He should have taken care of this in the offseason and got Jimmy up out of here. Honestly, he should have, because Jimmy came in here disgruntled. And he tried not to be. And you can see it. He tried not to be. He didn't want a Minnesota Timberwolves all over again. He didn't want to deal with that situation all over again because he knew teams weren't going to pay him like that. But now you got this, and now you got Jimmy got a limited amount of options, and the Heat got a limited amount of options when it comes down to it. So this could have been taken care of. Pat Riley could have taken care of this way faster, way earlier. And Pat Riley will get some slander because he did not pay Dwayne Wade when he should have paid Dwayne Wade. What Dwayne Wade did for this franchise, bringing us 3 championships, and taking a pay cut to get LeBron here, to add LeBron and Chris Bosh here, like, come on now. He should have got paid. The Shaq thing, I understand the Shaq thing because at that point, Shaq wasn't gonna give you nothing. He wasn't. Nah, Shaq wasn't Shaq anymore at that point. So, but he didn't pay Shaq. He didn't pay Dwayne Wade, and he didn't pay LeBron. He pissed off LeBron and didn't want to pay LeBron. And it's like, come on now. So now we gotta add Jimmy to the list. Shaq, D Wade, LeBron, and now Jimmy. Like, there will be some Pat Riley slander when it comes down to it at the end of the day. But we gotta see what Pat Riley does. Do I trust him not to fuck this up? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. This could go one or two ways. It's gonna be very interesting to see. And with that being said, I've been going on long enough. I'm gonna bid y'all peace. See y'all very, very soon. Be talking about the NFL playoffs very, very soon. So y'all go check out that podcast episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and leave me some comments down below of what y'all want me to talk about, what y'all want to talk about in the comments. And, you know, it doesn't even have to be the Jimmy stuff. If y'all want to talk about the Jimmy stuff, that's fine. If y'all want to talk about Anthony Edwards and his little slump that he going on, we can talk about that. More NBA stuff. You want to talk about my bad. Y'all want to talk about NBA versus. If y'all want to talk about NBA versus NFL when it came down to the Christmas stuff, let me know, man. We can talk about that. I'm down for anything. So, with that being said, make sure, peace out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to all you friends. And, hey, appreciate y'all for checking out the podcast. I'll catch y'all very, very soon.